All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome back to the session. You hear the song, you know what time it is, all right? Whenever you hear the song, you know what time it is. It's TD Markets time, yeah? It's TD Markets time. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to a brand new week, a brand new day. It's a Monday today. We are definitely getting it this week. Yeah, we are definitely going for it this week. Let me just acknowledge everyone who's present. I'm marking the register now. All right, we've got Dr. Ahmad, Cape Town, Intel V Pro, Gialboka, Silas, Knight, Ntipe, Baticles, Tanya, Jules, Debazo, Kitty. First time I see Kitty. You might be new, Kitty. Welcome. We welcome you to the community, to TD Markets Academy. We've got Kingsley, bonjour. We've got Tato 2 times. Welcome back, guys. Right? Welcome back. I hope you guys had a great weekend. All right. We are going to get started. But before we do that, remember that the information discussed in these sessions should not be construed as advice. If you're watching us for the first time, please don't take what we do as advice. We are not financial advisors. All right. Let's get right into it. Yeah, I think let's all welcome Kitty Vandenberg 613. Let's all welcome Kitty in the community. All right. We welcome you. We do this every day, Mondays to Fridays. The schedule is on the thumbnail. You see the different times we have this. All right. Of course, welcome to TD Markets Academy Trading Room. We have Dixon in the house. We've got Transfear in the house. No, I think we're ready. I think we are ready. It's gonna be a busy week, right? We've got McKnight as well. No, I think we're ready. As always, remember, if you guys want to sign up for a trading account, our website is tdmarkets.com. We've got the link on the chat. If you want to start your trading journey with Africa's favorite broker, TD Markets, we do have the link on the chat. That's tdmarkets.com. To sign up an account will only take you a minute or two. All right, quick process. We also have education. All right. We also have our TD Markets Academy, our education. All you need is an account, but do send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com. Our website for TD Markets Academy is tdmarketsacademy.com. But you can either sign up for an account here or from our website, but do send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com, right? There is an introduction video that you need to watch for you to know what's happening here, right? So that's an introduction video that upon registering, signing up for an account, you are going to receive, all right? We also do have our exchange, TD Markets Exchange. If you guys want to, all the crypto enthusiasts, if you guys want to, trade crypto derivatives from our exchange, our website is tdmarkets.io. That's for our crypto division. Yeah. Peter, Randy, welcome. KB, welcome. Yeah, we've got McKnight also, our new attendee. All right. So I think we're ready, right? I'm loving the energy in the chat. It's a brand new day. I think we're ready. I know that Ash is also ready. I was actually talking to Ash just a moment ago, right? I know that it's also ready. Kele, welcome. All right. So guys, obviously we do have the whole week. We do have the whole day. I think let's get right into it. Yeah, we've got some fire energy this morning. Definitely. I agree. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, my weekend was super chilled. All right. So let us start here, guys. All right. Let us start here. This week, there is an annual conference, all right? An annual conference that's taking place this week. It is a conference where world leaders, central bankers, policymakers come together. And that conference is called Jackson Hole Symposium. Jackson Hole Symposium. If you open your calendar, you will see on Thursday, the 22nd, you will see it's written Jackson Hole Symposium. It starts there. It's a 3-day event. Right? Where world leaders come together. Right? It is basically hosted in Jackson Hole. Yeah, the name of the area is called Jackson Hole, right? And that conference is called the Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium, right? It's an annual 3-day event, international conference hosted by the Fed Reserve Bank of Kansas. So what happens here, just to give you guys a quick snapshot, right? A quick explanation. It brings together central bankers, economists, policymakers, government officials, journalists to discuss major long-term economic and monetary policy issues. That's what it does. So the conference provides what we would call an informal setting for open dialogue among global policymakers. All right. So, like I said, it's an annual. It happens every single year around this time. In South Africa, just before spring. It always happens just before spring, right? After winter, just before spring. That's when this event takes place, all right? What you can do for yourself, guys, is you can go to the website. You can Google Jackson Hole Symposium. You can Google it and go to the website and actually get some explanation, right, on what it is. So this is the website from the 27th to the 29th. Then just read about what it is basically and all of that, right? So your Bloomberg is going to cover this. You can also watch it live on Bloomberg from the 27th, right? I'll be watching it. I watch it every single year. I watch it. If I miss it, I watch sort of like the highlights. I catch up, all right? So it's important, you as a trader, to also watch these things, right? So the biggest thing that traders or markets will pay close attention to is the Fed's chair, Kevin Warsh. All right, this will be Kevin Warsh's first Jackson Hole Symposium, and the speech he's gonna give on Thursday. So Friday. He's scheduled to speak on Friday. All right, at 4 p.m. This will be his first. The markets will be keeping a close eye, paying close attention to what he says, right? And some of the key points that he could provide or the markets are waiting for is, will he signal a September rate hike or cut? That's the first one. During his speech, is he going to give any signals or hints that they're going to cut or hike? It is not going to be straightforward and clear. It's not going to be that, right? It's not going to be that. The market will also checking if he's going to mention anything regarding inflation, if they will remain hawkish or according to the jobs market, they're going to remain dovish and so forth. So those things, right? His reaction to rising gold prices, rising oil prices, rising silver prices, his reaction to global economic uncertainty. So those are the things as we'll be paying close attention to. You can write them down, all right, if you want. Could be hints on the September rate hike or cut, his view on inflation, the jobs market, right, which has been, inflation has been soft, jobs market has been extremely weak. Any thoughts on the rising commodity prices, treasury yields, those things, and yeah, the market will definitely react. So we can expect some reaction on Friday, right, when he speaks. So this is what's making headlines this week. Jackson Hole Symposium. Check it out. We will be talking about it throughout the week. Any updates, of course, any updates that I get, I will obviously provide them to you guys, right? But we've got the whole week. So that is what will be taking place this week, making headlines this week. All right. So let's go to the charts. I hope you guys had a good week, trading week last week with Ash. Super powerful trading week last week. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a good one. It was a good week in the markets last week. And so I'm going to start by looking at my watch list for this week. Hope you guys have your coffees and teas ready there. We're going to start the session by looking at my watch list for this week, right? For this week. So my focus this week, guys, is this. Let me type them down. My focus for this week is gold and silver. Right? We've got gold and silver. XAG USD. All right, definitely you cannot miss out. We're gonna look at gold. I'm gonna start with gold and silver, do the analysis, and then we're gonna talk extensively about gold and silver. Hey Ash, yo, what's up, man? Guys, we've got Ash in the chat. Let's all greet my brother Ash there in the chat. Yo, you know how we do it. Yeah. We've got the JPY pairs. I'm still watching the JPY pairs. We will have a look at the dollar. All right, we'll have a look at the dollar and see what the DXY is doing. All right, and see what the DXY is doing. So I've got gold and silver. I've got the JPY pairs from my side, and obviously crypto. Right? With crypto, not everything. I've got my eyes on BTC. I've got my eyes on ETH. I've got my eyes on XRP, Ripple, for now. Ripple. All right. So this is my watch list so far. Yeah. There we go. 100%. All right. So let's do this. Let's start with the DXY, guys. Yeah. Let's see what the DXY is doing so that we can go to gold and silver. All right. I'm going to open up the DXY here. Let me do this. Let's start with the DXY. I'm gonna share my screen just now. Just 1 second. Okay, cool. So this is how we're looking, right? I'm gonna start with the DXY, break it down, and then you're gonna go to gold and silver. Yeah, we're gonna go to gold and silver. So the DXY fell, right? I'm gonna start on the daily time frame, then go down just to get the direction and the sense, just the bias. Now, obviously, the DXY went down. I was anticipating the DXY. Excuse me. Right. I was anticipating the DXY is going to do this from these areas. I was anticipating that it's going to do this, right? Probably come back to this area, an area like this. but we can all see that it went down, right? Right. So when it does this, what can we take away from this? Well, first things first, we can see that the DXY was trapped inside this, right? It was trapped inside this. And then you have also this high here. So how I would look at the DXY would be this. The market broke out of this. The market broke out of this. We can see that we've got the break of structure towards the upside. We were bouncing around this zone. And then finally, boom, we broke out. We broke out. All right. So there's a new high that formed. There's a new structure that formed, which is right here. Which is right there. We broke the structure, made a new high. We can see here we had a higher low, the 61.8. I think it was on the 5061.8. Price went up, new structure. So as price comes back down like this, the market has not broken out of this bullish structure. The market hasn't broken out of it. So as a result, we would anticipate that we're going to get a higher low similar to the one that formed previously, right? So when the higher low formed here and went up, we got the break of structure, price corrected for the higher low, went up. We have a break of structure again, a new structure. So this, at the moment, since the overall structure is still bullish on the daily, weekly time frame, we would anticipate a higher low to form. A higher low to form, right? So what I'm saying is there's a possibility we could see the DXY do this sometime this week. Do this. It might not be a big move as yet, and I'm not going to be looking at this in terms of this move. No, just a push towards the upside, and we're going to have a look at some levels. All right. But the structure that I'm using here is quite bullish. So price has been coming back down. So the question is this our low? That's the question. Is that our low? And what I see here is I see the follow. I think it's on the daily time frame. Let me see. Yeah. So on the daily time frame, we have come back to react to the zone here, right? We have come back to react to the zone. So it's not okay. The market hasn't really touched it 100%, but we've got this zone where we could get our higher low from, right? This is the demand zone. So it came back to the demand zone, just touched it by a pip or two, and now we're starting to see a bit of upside that's coming. So how I would look at this, guys, very simple. How I would look at this is that I would anticipate the DXY to bounce from this demand zone, right? Make a push up. If it goes all the way up, it's fine, but I would not anticipate this to go all the way back to the high as yet. What I would do is on the daily time frame, I can see that we have a supply zone here, right? Let me show you. We've got a supply zone right here. All right. We also have another supply zone here, which is close to one another, right? These two supply zones. So my thought process would be that we're going to make a low. We're going to rally up. We're going to rally up to these supply zones. So we're coming from a demand zone. We're going to rally up to these supply zones. And then we'll see what's going to happen to the supply zones. We're going to see how price will react to the supply zones. Because what tends to happen is that the market tends to go back to these supply and demand zones. For instance, I'm going to show you guys an example, right? This here was a demand zone right here. It was a demand zone. And then when price went down, it went back to the demand zone. This is one of the reasons why at that point in time, I thought we were going to go up at that point in time. I thought we were going to go up, right? But you can see that this demand zone did not hold price. Didn't hold price. And then what happened? We broke towards the downside. There were other reasons why the dollar weakened, right? There were other reasons, fundamental reasons why. So we are coming from the demand zone. We've got some wicks. We've got some candlestick wicks suggesting that we are bouncing. The market is bouncing, right? And so the lower time frames will then be what we are going to keep a very close eye on. If you go to the daily, if you go to the 4 hour, guys, we can see on the 4 hour we are creating some sort of a reversal structure here. A reversal structure. Let me just look at the 4 hour here. This is the 4 hour, right? Creating some sort of a reversal structure. The daily hasn't done anything. The 4 hour, this is how it's looking at the 4 hour, right? Let me just confirm something here. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. If you just joined us, welcome. We've got 43 viewers watching us live. My goodness, right? If you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Wait. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah. None. All right. Great stuff. So this is the information we see on the DXY on the 4 hour daily and 4 hour time frame, right? On the 4 hour here, what we see is that we see with the MACD, I believe with the RSI, we're going to see the very same information. With the MACD is starting to push up, but price has maintained its lower lows, right? So this is convergence here. We've got MACD convergence, right? It's a divergence convergence concept. So yeah, so I would anticipate that we're going to do this on the DXY, just short term towards the upside. Short term towards the upside. That means some dollar strength could be coming. Short term dollar strength this week could be coming. Only back to that zone there. Yeah. Great stuff. So yeah, so just waiting for that. Yeah, we're waiting for that low to form. All right. So this means when you look at gold and the other dollar pairs, all right, let's go straight to gold actually. When you look at gold, right, gold is bullish, right? I'm going to start this on the weekly time frame. Now, guys, you know, I've shown you guys this and Ash has shown you guys this, that we see gold pushing back to that high there. Long term, we see gold going back to that high, right? It seems like the move has started. Right? So it seems like this correction has ended and now the move has started. So the target that we have on gold, long term, of course, right, is on that high there. It's on that high. We have broken out of this pattern, or we're breaking out of this pattern. We are breaking out of this pattern. All right. So if we go there, my focus is bullish if you go there. So what is happening now with gold? Let me do this. So we have this low on gold that formed here. We have broken out. All right. So as you look at this on the weekly, guys, let me just zoom out quickly. If you look at this on the weekly, the question here would be, I'm going to zoom all the way out. Yeah. Okay. Just maybe one. Yeah. The question here is, have we formed a higher low? That's the question. Looking at this on the weekly. Have we formed the higher low, which is in the same degree as this higher low there? If that's the case, then this is the kind of move we can expect or anticipate gold to give us, right? So the question is that the higher low? So what we want to look for is signs, sufficient data and price action that's going to confirm to us that that's a higher low. That's what we're looking for. But at the moment, what we see at the moment is that we have formed a low, you know, obviously here around this zone. We can see that there's support here. Let me put a line. There's support here, all right? And then we've broken out of the structure. So there's definitely the market structure shift here. We can see a market structure shift around these areas. All right. There we go. And then we continued to break previous structure. So the structure is shift right now, right? This structure has shifted towards the upside. Looking at where it's coming from and what it broke, right? So the trend is bullish, depending on which time frame you look at it. But if you look at the daily, the 4 hour, everything is bullish. So what I would want here is that I would want price to correct. That is what I would want. I would want price to correct. I would want price to correct before I catch the continuation of this trend. Right? So that's what gold is doing right now. If you look at the current price, this is where it is right now. Okay, this is where it is. Now the DXY. Remember, with the DXY, we are seeing signs that the DXY could be pushing a bit towards the upside. We're seeing signs, all right? So which means if we get that, then gold could be doing this first, which could be some intraday shorts that you're going to get before it resumes pushing towards the upside, according to this structure here, right? So we have to look at the DXY, what it's doing. We have to look at what the DXY is doing. We have to look at what the DXY is doing for us to kind of like, anticipate a possible push down on gold, which we anticipated to become a correction, but it could still give you some short-term sells. So if it corrects, or when it corrects, it will still give you some short-term sells before the continuation towards the upside. That will be the outlook, right? For me personally, this is my positioning on gold, right? All the way up, right? We are looking at this. I know Ash is keeping an eye on this massive move up as well, right? So, but intraday, there could be maybe a day or two where gold is pushing down, but the overall structure is bullish. You see that? So what's happening right now, let's see what the current price is doing here, right? At the moment, I don't see anything that could, we don't have any data as yet that could maybe suggest that we're starting a move towards the downside. Everything is still bullish. The structure is still bullish. You see here, everything is still bullish. So I think let's give it a bit of time. Either we're going to get a short-term sell, or price will continue pushing up like it's doing here. All right. So let's give it a bit of time. So this is how gold is looking, guys. Very, very, very simple. Now, we have this high on gold. We've got this high on gold. So these highs might be a problem. They might give us some problems, these highs. But we'll see. All right. So market structures shifted from this area. And now we are showing strong momentum towards the upside. All right. So I'm watching gold. I'm keeping a very close eye on gold. Yeah. And then obviously silver will also be the same. Right? If you look at silver, I think I spoke about silver briefly with you guys when I showed up last week. Yeah. So silver also the same. We are watching out for this big push, towards the upside there, right? If you're holding buys on gold and or silver, right, just manage them at the moment. If you're holding buys on gold and or silver, or even both of them, just manage them now. So you look at silver, right? So silver is I think, let me remove this let me also remove this. Yeah, let's just remove all of this. All right. So if you look at silver similar to gold as well, right? Similar to gold, we are seeing this low. We are seeing this low here. All right. Which price was consolidating, then it broke out. So we broke out of this low. All right. So now the structure has shifted towards the upside as well. It has shifted towards the upside as well. We can see here, let me remove this. Yeah, the structure shifted towards the upside. So we are in a bullish structure on silver, right? Same thing. We're looking for upside. And you will notice here we have a resistance via this trend line, all right? And so far we have two bounces. The first bounce, the second bounce. There's a possibility that we're going to create another bounce since we come from this lower low. If you look at previously what happened, you will notice when we had this bounce from that low there, right? Maybe let me put in an arrow. We had this low, price broke, gave us a lower low, and then went up to create the first touch of the trend line. Price came back down, broke the previous low, gave us a lower low, and then what happened? It went for the second touch of the trend line. This is where the trend line was confirmed with these two lower highs. And then now look at how price is repeating the same behavior. It went down, broke this previous low, gave us a low, and then we have like a, multiple lows here. It's not like your sharp low where just the one low and then went up. With multiple lows, price ranged, and then now is going up. So if you look at this behavior, you would notice that what silver is doing right now, it's not by chance, right? Leaving out the fundamentals, it's not by chance. It is following the same behavior. You can go as far as also doing this. Then you would notice that we have this formation here. So now what would you anticipate? You would anticipate silver to go back to that high, just following the behavior. Unless it changes this behavior entirely. But as it is now, we would anticipate silver to first go back to that high. If it breaks that high, then guess what? We are approaching that high there. Right? There will be the thought process on silver. The thought process. So how we're looking right now is this, right? We must be wary of that high. But we can see that we have what looks like a flag. The market is forming a flag. So every time the market forms these flags, right, these are trend continuations. So we will anticipate the trend to continue pushing up every time it forms these. Right, so on the 15 minutes, this is how it's looking. Let me do this. Yeah, so this is what silver is doing at the moment, consolidating within this, and a break towards the upside would then give us this, a break towards the upside. Maybe get one more push down. So every time it comes back down to these lows, that's where or when a breakout can happen. Right? So it could still come back here and then go up to break, or it could break from there. Right? So yeah, so this is what silver is doing right now. But the trend is still bullish here. There's a correction now forming. Right? So I would be looking for a continuation towards the upside. So let's see how big this correction will get. So gold, Gold could also start correcting, right? So yeah, could also start correcting. So I think here we are going to keep an eye on the 1 hour and going down. I just want to see where price is now. Yeah, so where price is, there is structure here. There's structure. That's where gold is right now. There's structure, right? So now we want to see if we're going to look for short-term sells. We want to see if the structure is going to hold price, right? Because we need to wait for structure to hold price successfully. If it holds price, then there will be some of the confirmations we're going to use, right? So that's where price is right now. So, but if not, then the market was going to go up. It will continue trading up, right? So yeah, I'm not really concerned about any sell on this one. I mean, correction on this one as yet. I think it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of time. Silver has already started. Silver has already started, all right? It has already started. So definitely another opportunity is coming. Another opportunity is coming, right? So let's see if it's going to go back to retest this zone or not. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, 161. Yeah. So let's see if it's going to go and retest that, right? Cool. So that is gold and silver. That is gold and silver. Now, I've got the indices also. But before you go to the indices, the JPY pairs. The JPY pairs, yeah? So that's on my watch list. Now, the JPY pairs have not changed, guys. Still the same. Still the same. For instance, if we go to CAD JPY, you see how it continued to go up. So CAD JPY, this is my target on CAD JPY. So this one hasn't changed. We are almost there. Almost there. So for me, my focus here is buying CAD JPY. That's my focus. So that 118 on CAD JPY, that's my focus. So if you take a look at how the chart is setting up now, okay, let me just zoom out. Yeah. So what we see here is what happened here. Let me zoom in. You see how identical this price action is. Look at how identical, right? And then what happened afterwards? Price resumed trading up. What does this mean? It means this was nothing but a continuation. It was nothing but a continuation, right? After this massive move up, we had a corrective pattern, and then it continued. So we're seeing the same thing. We have this explosive move up, and then we've got this continuation here as well. This continuation here as well, right? There. So now the question is this the low that starts the next explosive move up? Is this the low that starts the next explosive move up? That is the question. That is the question. Then we will be looking at the structure, right? I'm not gonna talk too much about this. We will be looking at this, at the 5-wave structure. The 5-wave structure. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt, we will be looking at this 5-wave structure. That's it. That is the analysis on CAD JPY. Just like that. Just like that. So we've got that 50. Let me remove this. All right. So we have this 50 bounce, the bounce on the 50 of the Fibonacci. There, we could see that also there was a low here. So the market spiked this low one more time. It spiked this low one more time. There was a sharp low. There was a sharp low. There was a sharp low. We spiked this low one more time, so now we're going up. So my focus here is upside, not interested in any downside unless it gives us one more push down before it does this. Unless it does this, because it can still do this, right? But at the same time, it can still do this. All right. Yeah. So we're looking for the last wave, for the fifth wave. We're looking for the fifth wave, right, of the structure. Cool stuff. Let me see what's happening here. Yeah, we'll have a look at the euro dollar in a moment. We'll have a look at the euro dollar in a moment. All right, so let me just look at some structure. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Cool. So obviously we're trading above the zone here, and I can see there was a test. There was a test there. We're trading above the zone. So as long as we are above the zone, as long as the market is above the zone, then to me this is bullish. It's bullish, right? It might come back down to this zone again one more time before it does this. It might do that. All right. But yeah, to me it's bullish. So yeah, to me it's just bullish. Yeah, all we're looking for is situations like this. That's it. Situations like this. So what's happening right now, that's exactly what I'm looking for me to jump into this trend. Right? That's exactly what I'm looking for. So just gonna wait for this correction, but these are continuations. So we're waiting for another continuation. Another one. Why? Because on the higher time frames, we are trading in the direction of the bigger trend. We are going up, the bigger trend is going up. So on the lower time frame, it's going to be very simple. Just looking for a continuation. Very simple. Very simple. All right. So this CAD JPY, I'll look at the other JPYs. Yeah. Let's look at Euro USD. I'll look at the other JPYs, but direction still there. All right, let's have a look at Euro USD. All right. So let me just do the analysis here and then I'll explain what I see. What I see. So we're at a new low. Okay, so we came back to this low. We came back to this low again, and we've made a push towards the upside. So this was a 61.8. Seems like this is 78.2. All right, so price failed to continue going down afterwards. So it broke towards the upside and it broke structure. So where it is now, all right. All right. Yeah, this is a very important level here. So we are testing this high. We are testing this high. We could see we are testing this high because of these weeks. So there's definitely a rejection happening here. There's definitely a rejection happening there. So remember the DXY, what we spoke about the DXY, right? Now it seems like Euro USD is preparing for one more push down. So it seems like Euro USD is gonna give us this. It's gonna give us this short-term move down. Yeah, short-term move down. So now a couple of things here. We have, so you see where it is. Now what we want is for this structure to hold price, and it seems like it's holding price now with the previous two daily candles. It seems like it's holding price we are seeing here. All right, so now this is the current candle now we're in right now. So what I would look at is this. You know, if you look at your the candlestick range theory, the candlestick, if you just understand the language of candlesticks, right? The language of candlesticks. So this is where the rejection happened. This is where the pressure happened. All right. We have a spike there, which it would have been nice if it was a lower one. And then we have this low. The low here, right? This is all on the daily candlestick. So normally what I would do, you see, as things stands, if I'm looking for a sell, if I'm anticipating that price is going to drop down, then I would want this candle to close, giving us a lower high. You see that wick here created a lower high there, while we also have these lows here. So what I would want is the lower high, and for price to break these lows of these two candlesticks. If you go to the 1 hour time frame, let me show you the 1 hour time frame. This is how it looks on the 1 hour time frame. So the lows of those two candles is this. They are right here. The lows of those two candles right here. So you see how this is a structure. It's a structure. We have these two bounces, and then you've got a lower high there, a lower high. Now all of this is one candle. All of this is one candle. It is the daily candle. So what I would want is, I would want this candle to close as it is. It must close bearish. It must create a lower low there. Then on the 1 hour, you're going to see what? A new cycle, a new structure forming. We are likely going to see a new lower low forming there. That is what I would want, which means From tomorrow onwards, my focus would be looking for short-term sells. That's my focus, looking for short-term sells from tomorrow onwards. All right. So this is how the 1 hour is looking. The 4 hour might not give us much, but the 1 hour, this I was looking is a little bit clearer on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour. So all of this is one candle, at least from here is one candle. So I would want this candle to close before anything. So it seems like we are going to go down short term one more time towards the downside. Towards the downside, right? And we would use the Fibonacci to track possible targets with the Fibonacci. So if you're going to sell short term, we then want to use Fibonacci for some possible targets. Could be, it's already close to the 38.2 now. So the next target could be the 50, could be the 61.8, the next target for some shorts. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to keep an eye on that. All right. So this is how Euro USD is looking. I want to go to GBP USD as well, because I was looking at GBP USD last night. I want to show you guys GBP USD. I was looking at it last night. I spent a bit of time last night on GBP USD, right? And I'm seeing the same thing as well. Look at where it is now. Let me show you. So we still have this. We still have this on GBP USD, right? You see where it's coming from? Grabbed some liquidity, came back down. So there's liquidity down here as well. There is liquidity. If you look at the daily time frame, we've got liquidity down here as well. So there was liquidity up here. Price swept that liquidity. Swept that liquidity and gave us a push towards the downside. So now we are then trying to see if price is going to go down to this liquidity. If it's going to do anything like this, right? If not, it's okay. But if it does anything like this, then this would be a massive sell. Would be a massive sell, right? So there's liquidity down here, right? If you're looking at this from the daily time frame. So now, what we see as an internal structure, we see the same thing as the internal structure. Look at that. You see how price swept this low again, and where it is now, it's on this high. So I'm going to draw a line on this high. So simply put, what you see as the bigger structure is forming as the internal structure here. It's forming as the internal structure. Right. So this is where GBP USD is. Last night, as I was looking at this, I saw a short coming on GBP USD. I saw a short coming on GBP USD. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but looking for a short. And then we'll see how far the short will go. We'll see how far it's going to go. So at the moment, these are the daily candlesticks. These are the daily candlesticks. Not much really. These daily candlesticks, they're not giving us much really. We can see the wicks. We can see the wicks, and this is today's candle here, right? So this one is worth keeping in your watch list. Worth keeping in your watch list. Yeah, it's worth keeping in your watch list. So, a possible move towards the downside from here. So I'm interested to look for a trade anyway here. Even if price may do this, even if it might attempt to go up one more time, right? Because if it does that, it will then give us what? Divergence here. So if we get another high, we're possibly going to see divergence. So at the moment, I don't think there is divergence. Now, let's see. With the RSI. Yeah, we don't have divergence at the moment. There. So if you look at the chart, if you look at your RSI, we only have one low here, right? So let's see if it's going to give us this. If it does, then you guys know what time it is. Then what time it is. All right. We just, if not, price will just drop, So we want that structure to hold price. Yeah. So GBP USD looking for this. A short-term move down. Yeah, short-term move down. So Euro USD, this is how it's looking. Let me remove this. So we want this candle to close below this structure. Then you're going to look for your setups, right? GBP USD, we also might need to wait a little bit for this candle to close. Right? It might go up one more time before it goes down, so we just need to wait a little bit. So yeah, so this is how things are looking. Euro USD. Obviously, if you get some setups today, guys, right? If, because we're trading different setups, if you do get your setup today, whether it's a breakout, whether it's a retest, then if your setup confirms a trade, you should go for it. Yeah. Cool stuff. So let's see, GBP USD, one more push down, Euro USD, one more push down, and then obviously this is in addition to your gold and silver. Yeah. All right. Definitely, you know what time it is. Cool. So guys, to kickstart the session, this is how things are looking. All right. Preparing for the week, creating some trading plans, right? On a trading plan on Euro USD. What I've just shown is like a trading plan on GBP USD, planning around the trade before you execute. Remember what you do. You analyze, you wait, and you execute. That's it. You analyze, you wait, you execute. And from there on, your job, once you've executed the position, your job is to manage that position. Make sure that you protect the risk you took on that position. Before even you think about profits, make sure that you protect the risk you took on that position. Manage the position and then let your winners continue, right? Let your winners run. Don't cut your winners short. Let your winners run. But you need to protect your capital first, your risk. All right. So let's see what's going to happen throughout the day. We definitely going to come back at 12 and see what's happening at 12. We'll have a look at other yen pairs, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good one. I'll catch you guys at 12. Keep a close eye on these. And yeah, we'll continue again. Yeah. Cheers, everyone.